I think I felt as an actress when I was very young. I'm from Hungary, so I started acting in Hungary. I started either taking courses, going to school, and then I started to get in roles. First in student movies and like indie movies, short movies, and I really loved it. And I was modeling a little bit, and so I was in front of camera since I'm very young. So I'm very familiar with the camera. I just love it. Acting for me is my passion. It's what I wanna do forever, like them, I think. And being in another person's life, it's just so crazy and it feels very great.
I started in acting when I was very young, and I acted in high school. I was kind of an athlete slash actress all 4 years, and I ended up deciding that I was going to pursue it full time, and I went and got my bachelor's degree in theater at San Francisco.
Acting is my second love. Singing is my first. Everything that I try to do is just to become a singer. Acting kind of just fell on me in a way. A friend of mine in high school was looking for a female lead for a student film, and he was like, "Do you mind playing this role?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And he booked like the Universal Studios lot, and it was like a big production for a student film, and I actually fell in love with it, and it was actually my first acting job, and it was so horrible, and I hope there are no copies out there. And I think I took all the copies out, but I was like, okay, this is fun, like to be someone else and to play the part. So I started doing auditions, and I got into commercials, some indie films, and yeah, I guess you can kind of call myself an actress, but singing is still my first love.
Not really. I like comedy and drama mostly. I honestly I don't really like horror movies because I don't know. I feel scared. I like zombie movies, of course. When there is a mix of comedy and horror, I like that a lot because that's like very entertaining for me. But in the very like deep psychological horror movies, I don't like them because it hurts my soul. So
I have always been into genre films. One of my favorite films of all time is Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell, because I think that first one that they made with like no budget, I know Jordan loves it too, with like no budget was just so scary and just like it was ingenious the way that they created those props and created that set, and it was scary as hell with like no money, and then they came back and did it again, and I watched the Star series later, and so I always really liked films like that where they were like kind of like campy horror, stuff like that.
I'm a big horror movie fan. So this is perfect project for me. So I love the old scary movies. I don't think they've made a really good horror movie in a while. The last horror movie that freaked me out was The Ring, and that was like it got so bad that I had to get rid of my TV. I don't like The Ring. So let's make that very clear. I do not like The Ring. Till this day, I see that actress and I faint. But my favorite horror movie of all time is Halloween. I love Halloween. I love the music, and it was just the whole Michael Myers person, and it scared everyone. And you got to see the point of view from the killer side, which I loved.
I saw the casting notice and I applied, and I got the job. And I really enjoy it so far. I think we're having fun, and I never had the...
Don't point at me.
You're gonna cut this, right?
Same as Rika, I saw the breakdown, and I liked kind of the description of the characters and that it was 3 female leads. And so I submitted, and here we are.
So the second one just seemed like, hey, might as well, continue with it. But I met the director over my mom. My mom and him were really good friends, and he had the first one going on, and he was like, I think your daughter would be perfect for the role of Gabby. And I read the role, and I thought she was amazing. She's the total opposite of me. So I jumped on board, and when he said there was 2 more parts to it, I was like, yeah, sign me up. Let's do this.
My favorite character?
It's Robyn, right?
Yeah. Robyn. Of course not.
Gabby.
Yeah. Oh my god, I hope you're gonna cut this. Okay, so my favorite character is everyone. I love everyone. Except the
socially correct
zombies,
answer.
because we like killing them. I like my character because she's funny in a way and like badass, and I never had a role like that, like to be a badass girl. So I really wanted to try myself out in this. I think it's challenging, and I have a gun, so it's fun. And yeah, it's like a different side of me. I usually get emotional roles and drama, so I like this. I like killing zombies.
So I play Robyn. One of the main things that drew me to Robyn is actually the first time that I spoke with our director, Jordan. He described her as akin to Ash from Evil Dead, so I just jumped on that immediately. She's pretty badass. She's not scared. She, I think, is someone who adapted to this apocalypse very quickly, and realized that she was going to have to do things differently in order to survive.
She is a bitch. Am I allowed to say that?
They'll bleep you if you can't.
But a kind-hearted bitch, if you would say. But she is everything that I would want to be that I can't. So I think if I would describe her, she would probably be like that popular girl in high school where people are just like, let her do what she wants, and she thinks she's like the queen bee and has no filter, and pretty much the opposite of me, which is why I was so into this role, because who doesn't want to play the BITCH character once in their lifetime?
She's kind of like the funny one of the group.
Yeah,
she's
like
the lightest.
Yeah, I think I'm not that scared of the zombies. I'm just having fun in this apocalypse right now. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't take it that serious.
I think she's kind of the one that, I think Amanda is like the more light one, and Gabby is, Gabby. And I think that Robyn is kind of somewhere in the middle, where she likes to have fun, but I think she does it for a different reason. I think she's a little bit not so hopeful, and so she covers that with just kind of running into situations that maybe she shouldn't, and not really thinking about self-preservation as much as just keeping these two safe. But at the end of the day, she's not really concerned about surviving herself. So that's kind of an issue for her.
I want to say she's a little less BITCH. And she cares a little bit more about her friends. Like if you guys had seen the first film, you could see how she was like constantly picking at her friends for like their carbs and how their eating ethics, and that she was just pretty much superior and the best. And I think now you see a little bit more of a side of her where she's a little bit more caring with her friends, but she's still like the badass that we know to love.
I hope it's gonna be great, and we're gonna have fun in the shooting, and we can learn. It's like a challenge for me in acting and in the industry. So I hope we're gonna have a good movie after.
I think that this film is going to be great to show that you can have 3 female leads, and they can be very different characters, and they can interact well, and especially in a setting that is, however you want to describe it, sci-fi, horror, action. I think that female characters are so often very one-tiered when they're written in that kind of environment, and I think that this script is different. It gives a lot of room for kind of playing with how 3 young women stranded in a zombie apocalypse would react, not only to the apocalypse, but to each other. So I think that that's going to be something a little bit different that comes out of this.
Well, I hope it does well with the audience. People receive it well. I know the director wanted to make this film a little bit more of a women empowerment kind of film, so I hope that the audience are able to see that. Caitlin had the really best answers, so I'm just going to quote Caitlin and then cite my source like in high school and just say Caitlin had the best answer. Never give up on your dreams, guys. I know it's hard, and I mean, they can admit to like you're going to go through auditions, you're going to go through rejections, you're going to go through like tough times, and you're gonna feel like giving up, but people need to understand you don't make it overnight. I know it looks like you do, but I mean, Lizzo is 33 and she's out there doing her thing. I'm pretty sure there's old actors that
There's no overnight success, and sometimes people think that because you see someone and all of a sudden they're the it girl or the it guy. That person put in, I can guarantee you, probably 5 to 10 years of work. So just remember, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, and as long as you work hard and you show up and you're professional, that right moment with that right person is going to happen for you.
And if one thing I can say, trust yourself, and you can do it.
if you really want it, go out there and get it. Don't let anyone stop you.
don't care about other people's opinion. Just
You're welcome.
Thank you.
thank you for having us. Ooh.
That's right, Jordan's gonna cut me.
Well, girl.